The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
This is the Players Lounge, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now your hosts, Barry Church, Danny McCray, and Newy Scruggs.
Hey everybody, welcome to Monday, and the Cowboys play on Tuesday this week. They're flying up to Baltimore today to get ready to face the Ravens. I'm Newy Scruggs, longtime Cowboys reporter, joined by Barry Church and Danny McCray. They're former Dallas Cowboys safeties. This is the Players Lounge, brought to you by Hotels.com. All right, gentlemen, how we doing here on a Monday?
Man, doing great, man. Doing amazing. It's beautiful outside, man. I didn't get golfing this morning, but it's all good. So, it's a great day, man.
Yeah, hey, same here, man. I got my boy Church to work out on Monday. We started off the week right, fitness-wise, and I got something special for y'all today, man. We talked about this on Thursday.
Man, ain't nobody got nothing special.
And my boy Barry said that, we discussed him talking about Dalton Schultz, and he said, I ain't say that. I'm telling y'all ain't got me on tape. Well, guess what, y'all? We got him on tape.
What you got? What you got, man? What you got on tape, man?
See, we gonna pull up.
Yeah. Just wait for the show. We're going to get it done. Don't worry.
Man, hurry up, man. Y'all are wasting time and stuff with this spiel going on, man.
We'll be out there at pool. You out here telling these fairy tales. Flip-flop.
Man, whatever, man.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, we got you.
It is what it
Absolutely.
is, man. It is what
it is what it is now. Yeah, it is what it is.
Ain't got me on tape.
Got the truth. So the Cowboys are going to be without. The Cowboys are going to be without safety Donovan Wilson and quarterback Anthony Brown as they face these Ravens. McCray, how big are these losses for the Cowboys as they go to Baltimore here?
I think Wilson is a bigger loss than Brown, just because we know that the main attack for the Ravens is the run game, right? So they want to run it with the running backs, they want to run it with the quarterback, and then they want to get deep passes based off what they're able to do in the running game. So, I see Wilson as a guy who can come up and help us in that run game. So without him being in there, I think that's a bigger loss than AB, because we don't really expect Lamar Jackson to beat us with his arm and try to do the Aaron Rodgers type of thing. So the safety position missing is huge for us.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and add on there. I mean, I think the AB being out, it hurts us because we're already out with Diggs, and Awuzie's been struggling lately, and then now we have AB out as well. So it's definitely a hit to our secondary. But like you said, man, the Baltimore Ravens, they're not looking to come down here and throw it all over the yard, even though we've seen Lamar Jackson make statements talking about he would love to use his pass game more. But right now they're in the situation where they have got to win. So whatever their bread and butter is, which I think is running the ball and designing quarterback sneaks in some type of way for Lamar Jackson to run the ball, I think that's what they're going to have to do, because right now they're on the outside looking in for the playoffs. The Browns are moving good right now. They're 9-3. We know Pittsburgh's undefeated, so the Ravens are looking from the outside in. So I think they're going to get back to their bread and butter, which is running the ball with Mark Ingram and J.K. Dobbins and those boys, and then using the option with Lamar Jackson. So I don't think the Anthony Brown injury is going to be huge, but that Wilson one, I mean, we've seen what he's able to do coming downhill, hitting people and causing just havoc out there on the defense. You love to have guys like that when you're facing a team that runs the ball so heavy as the Ravens. So with him not being out there, I'm sure they're going to have Darian Thompson step in there, but it's a bigger one for me for Wilson.
All right, Church, stay on here. So J.K. Dobbins and Mark Ingram, the running backs, are coming back from COVID. Ravens have not activated quarterback Lamar Jackson from that COVID list, but RG3 is on IR, and I don't think they want Trace McSorley out here quarterbacking for it. So I expect Lamar Jackson to be the starting quarterback tomorrow night. Play Mike Nolan for me. If you're Mike Nolan, how are you scheming up this Ravens offense and dealing with a quarterback who is coming off the COVID list?
Well, I can't wait to hear this. I can't wait to hear this.
Please. Well, look, man, if it's me out there, I got to stack the box, man. Like we mentioned, they haven't been throwing the ball all over the yard at all this year. And we know Lamar wants to do that, but they don't really have anything on the outside that's that dangerous. I mean, yeah, you got Hollywood Brown out there who got some speed. He has the ability to get behind you, but he just hasn't been consistent as far as catching the ball. He's really up and down as far as catching the ball. So I don't really put too much stock into him. And then the rest of the guys are pretty much possession receivers. I mean, you got Dez Bryant out there who kind of looked all right last time we saw him out there with the Baltimore Ravens. Didn't have a catch or anything like that, but he looked all right as far as running routes. And then you have Willie Snead, which I'm not even sure he's back from the COVID list. So we'll see. He's out. Oh, man. So I'm stacking the box for sure then. I'm putting at least 8 people in the box, have my corner on one side, corner on the other side, and my free safety might be 8 yards deep. Everything is in the box. I'm begging and I'm praying that they try to beat us with his arm, but because I'm telling you, if they get this ground game starting, it's going to be a long day for this Cowboys defense.
Let me tell you something. If you Mike Nolan, do not run zero coverage with 14 seconds left, and you got half the field. How about that? Let's start there by not making a simple coaching error, because Newy. One thing we know that if he do that, he probably not getting fired like Greg Williams is. But on the serious note. Listen, we all know that so far this season, for the most part, this has been the get-right game for us. So I think we just got to hold on as tight as we can and figure out a way to limit them on first and second down and put Lamar Jackson in situations where he has to beat us with his arm on 3rd and 7+. So with that being said, we have to stop the run. We have to figure out a way with our front 7, front 8, if we put extra safety down in the box for the majority of the game, to get down there, get in their gaps, stop the run, make it look muddy on the inside, and don't let Lamar Jackson get around the edge. And once you get him in those 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8s, you can pin your ears back and try to rush them, play some exotic type of coverages and confuse them, and see if you can make some mistakes. But you have to earn the right to do that by stopping the run on 1st and 2nd down. If we don't do that, we're in trouble, because that means they have all options available to them.
And tight end Mark Andrews, the favorite target of Lamar Jackson, is going to miss this game. So, look, there's an opportunity. Okay, I think there is an opportunity if the Cowboys play mistake-free football. And when you talk about cover 0, that's going back to that Raiders-Jets game where the Raiders had the ball at midfield. Less than 13 seconds to go. They send Henry Ruggs on a go route, and they send a cornerback named Lamar Jackson, an undrafted cornerback, to go cover him, and he gets beat deep. And there's nobody else back there. Greg Williams ends up getting fired this morning from the winless Jets. What was just a victory. I mean, that was a victory in hand by the Jets that they were dealing to the Raiders, and I missed it. I don't know about you guys. I turned the game on for my wife. She's a big Raider fan. And she ended up going upstairs, and I was watching another game in the room, watching my fantasy team disintegrate. I come out there and I look, because I thought the Raiders were just, I thought they lost. I see Ruggs out here with his hands up, and I see Carr running, and I'm like, no. Then I rewound it. I was like, oh, no. That's all my wife. Come downstairs.
Did you rewind it enough to see the play before when Nelson Aguilar got behind him on defense, and somehow
no, I did not.
Greg Williams decided to call another play to expose his cornerbacks in secondary? I
don't understand why. I just don't understand why would you do that? Like you got 5 seconds left. Even if the guy catches the ball, there's no way he should be in the end zone at this point. But you run an all-out blitz. I mean, oh boy, they shaving points, man. They going after Lawrence. That's the only thing I can think about, man. They got to be going after Lawrence.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. You could say going after Lawrence, but Greg Williams wasn't going to be there. What was his incentive? I mean, he's not going to be on. He could be coaching this team next year. No incentive for him to sit up here and help them out. But I mean, that was just it was a fireable offense. It was a fireable, and they fired him, which is kind of funny. And I loved how the players threw him straight under the bus, because we ask all the time for guys, hey, tell us the truth. They went out there and told the truth. Hey, man, that was a bad call. You got to put us in a better call. And I'm glad to see his players did it, because Greg Williams threw Adam Gase and the offense under the bus back in October. So, it's karma, baby. It was pure karma.
Well, that's not the first time he made a bad call, because it takes a multitude of bad calls and the players seeing it that way for them to finally bubble up and be like, you know what, the dude made a bad call. Like, they've had these conversations multiple times, in the DB room, and they like, man, I don't know why he calling this right now, but all we could do is play the call. And then finally they was like, hold on, bro, hold on, nah, not this time. You need to call something different, and they got him fired.
And I promise you, the worst call you want to hear as a defensive back in third down is an all-out blitz. I promise you, because there's just so much that can go wrong as a DB. Like, man, if this dude gets on top of me, I have no help. So when he called that out there, I promise you, everybody in that secondary just looked to the ground like, man, what in the hell are we doing out here?
Hey, church. Let me second that for you. The only people that wasn't mad was the people who looked at the formation and realized they were the ones blitzing.
Exactly. If you're that safety that's like, all right, if it's 2x2, I'm blitzing, and they come out 2x2, you over there like, yes, this is it, man. But if you're that other safety that you know you gotta have that slot and coverage, man, you like, hold on, man. I ain't gonna lie, I used to do that with Wilcox all the time. Like, hey, you gotta switch spots, bro. I gotta get this blitz in, baby.
And then you do it, and they motion the 3x1, and you like, damn.
Hey, let's rock and roll it a little. Nah, it's too late now. I got this coverage now.
Yeah, man, it's a pressure situation. It's a pressure situation you don't want to be in.
That's tough.
The other thing I took away from that in the Jets locker room is how the guys rallied around Jackson, who got beat. And basically went after the coach. I mean, I thought that was admirable for a team that hasn't won a game all year long, that even in that room, they're like, we're not going to let him go down for this. Henry Ruggs has world-class speed. This was the fastest receiver in the draft last year out of Alabama. I mean, that was crazy to put him out there one-on-one. I mean, and I applaud the Jets players for standing up and saying, nah, man, we're not going to let our guy take a fall for this. This was some bad coaching, man.
They didn't learn last week from Todd Bowles, man. What Tyreek Hill went out there and did to them boys when they did double cover and have somebody over the top. All you have to do is watch that game and say, you know what, it won't be me. And then you know the cornerback was out there like, hold on, this dude fast. It's a little cold outside. My hamstring's not really that loose. What am I to do? What am I to do? The ball didn't come out, where he thought it was going to come out, which is inside. You want to try to force him to throw an out breaking route. He gave him a stick inside and then ran a go. It's really nothing you can do about that.
I will say this though. What in the heck was that corner doing biting on a double move? I mean, look, the guy got 50 yards. He did his double move at like 20 to 25 yards. If he catches it there, you can live with that, man. Catch that comeback, we'll rally tackle, the game is over. What are you doing breaking on a comeback and letting the guy get over top of you like that? It was bad. It was a bad coaching call, but it was bad technique as well.
That's a young guy, bro. It's a young guy. You don't even put you don't put that guy in that situation.
You on the field, bro.
You on the field. You right. You on the field. You on the field. It's tough both ways, man. But I'm giving most of that to old Greg. I gotta give it to Greg.
For
man.
sure.
Don't do that. Don't do that to him.
That was coaching malfeasance. I mean, that was just coaching malfeasance right there. I mean, I laughed at somebody said, even Mike Nolan thinks that's a bad call.
Hey, listen, you know what's crazy though? Mike Nolan doesn't really, I don't think he makes that many bad calls. I think he's just not getting his scheme coached up right, and these guys are not in the right position. He's caught like, listen, we get beat on a deep route behind us in cover 3 and cover 4. So he's making the right calls, but the way they coaching this stuff up ain't working. Greg Williams went out there and called zero coverage, and albeit, previously it had worked for him to run zero coverage in those type of situations, but he wasn't coaching the Jets then. He didn't have a rookie undrafted free agent out there covering Henry Ruggs out there at number 1. The situations are totally different, and he deserved to be let go, as well as Adam Gase.
Well, the good thing for Greg being fired is now he will not have the distinction of being a coordinator on 2 clubs that go 0-16. So he was on the Browns 0-16 as the defensive coordinator, and it looks like the Jets are on their way to 0-16. So at least they pulled the plug on him. Let's take a break. When we come back, let's get into the Cowboys' offensive line here. They made a couple of injury designations, and how do they hold up against this Baltimore Ravens team? Cowboys-Ravens tomorrow in Baltimore. We're previewing it for you right here on the Players Lounge, brought to you by Hotels.com on DallasCowboys.com radio.
Hey there, Cowboys fans. With Tide Cleaners at-home pickup and delivery, cleaning your clothes has never been more convenient. Simply sign up at your local store, set out your dirty clothes, and one of our Tide Cleaners professionals will come directly to your home for a totally contactless experience. Your clean garments will be returned promptly the next scheduled delivery day, so skip the errand and enjoy life, not laundry. Visit TideCleaners.com or your local store to sign up for Tide Cleaners at-home pickup and delivery today.
Just like all of you, we at SeatGeek can't wait until we're back in the stands at full strength cheering on the Cowboys and singing along to our favorite songs again. We're using this time to make discovering, buying, and selling tickets to events in Dallas easier. Plus, every ticket purchased on SeatGeek is protected by our buyer guarantee, which means you'll get your money back or better if your event is canceled. Guaranteed. Download the SeatGeek app today, and when the time is right, let's go. SeatGeek.
The Cowboys way, where 16 Hall of Famers and 5 championships shows us what success looks like. Where turkey is always the second best part of Thanksgiving Day. Where we are all defined by one single thing, the star. Where we as fans know it's our job to keep the tradition going. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys and to support the quest of living life the Cowboys way. Copyright 2020, Bank of America Corporation.
We're back with a tasty treat that's sweeping airwaves and taste buds. It's new Dr. Pepper and Cream Soda. Let's take a listen.
Dr. Pepper and Cream Soda's here. A new combo that's music to my ears, okay. Let's play. Cream Soda and Dr. Pepper time. Pour it in a glass of ice.
Ah, music to my ears and mouth. New Dr. Pepper and Cream Soda.
A delicious duet.
To the Players Lounge.
All right, Cowboys fans. AT&T continues to innovate new ways to connect Cowboys Nation with new and exciting game day experiences, including Star View presented by AT&T 5G, available in stadium and for home use. Download the Dallas Cowboys mobile app and look for Star View under the Stadium tab. By the way, at AT&T Stadium, how about Errol Spence over the weekend taking out Danny Garcia? And, man, Spence is just a guy that wears you down. When I watch him, I just see a guy I would not want to get in the ring with that guy because when you leave, your body's going to be sore for about 2.5 weeks. Plus, Garcia took that his left eye was all messed up. I'm like, man, you couldn't pay me to box, man. That's a hard sport right there, fellas.
Couldn't pay me either, man. My face is too pretty for that.
Listen, oh Lord, listen. It was a heck of a performance by Errol Spence. But man, listen, more embarrassment for my man Nate. All right, Floyd Mayweather got to come in here and get his back and say, "Look, I'm gonna show you how to do this. You ain't putting your hands on Nate like that without having to suffer these hands." All right, so now we got Floyd Mayweather and Jake Paul, coming up to fight in February. And I tell you this, I'm watching it. Just because Floyd Mayweather is one of the greatest fighters, especially the greatest fighter of our generation. And I will watch it anytime he puts on the gloves, especially the fact that he's going to embarrass this dude when he goes out there. So I'll be tuning in. I just don't understand. If you're Floyd Mayweather, why take this fight? I mean, it's a lose-lose situation. If you go in there and just destroy him, which everybody knows he should be able to do, if he goes in there and destroy him, you don't get any credit for that. You don't get any respect. It's like, Floyd, you should have done it in the first place. But if he goes out there and takes an L, I mean, that might be one of the biggest upsets in sports history if he goes out there and takes an L, man. I mean, his reputation will never be the same again. Church, this is how Floyd does it though. Every time he fights, it's the same conversation. It's, yeah, man, Floyd gonna go out there, but I'm telling you, this might be the time, man. If he loses this time, it's gonna be crazy. I'll tell you this: if Floyd is taking this fight, like he said, I'm not taking the fight unless I'm making 300 M's. So he's getting paid a serious amount of money to take this. And, not like basketball, Newy, when guys are passing up $30, $40 million contracts. Mayweather ain't passing up a $300-400 million deal.
That's true.
I mean, here's something about Mayweather in the last, probably, I'd say the last 10 fights of his career. He hasn't fought anybody he knew he wasn't going to beat. I mean, he knew he was going to beat them. And you knew he was going to beat them. I mean, he's not out here fighting anybody that is remotely going to say, ooh, he might get Floyd. No, I mean, Floyd is... As great of a boxer he is, he's done the ultimate thing is what you should do. He's managed himself properly. He never went out there and fought anybody. He didn't fight Pacquiao in his prime. He fought Pacquiao when he was old. I mean, think about one of the biggest. What?
Here we go. Hold on. They was both the same age when they fought. All right. Then you gonna say that he fought Canelo when Canelo was too young. He fought all these guys that are stars now. If he would have waited until they got in their prime, the dude to be 40 fighting Canelo. He fought guys that could fight. Some of them was like, yeah, we know he's not gonna win, but he fought the guys that were out there. Minus when you say that he waited a long time to fight Pacquiao, he still fought Pacquiao, and Pacquiao came out. Pacquiao came out the next fight, his next few fights, and he won those fights. And he the man gonna go out there and say that he got beat and gonna say that my shoulder hurt after the fight. And I didn't want to say nothing, bro. You got mixed up. You got mixed up, bro. Just take your L.
Pacquiao was pressing him. Pacquiao was pressing him for a couple years, and Floyd was ducking and dodging, man. I don't know, man. Newy got a point, man. I don't know.
Bro, Pacquiao went got put to sleep. Did y'all forget that? Come on,
he was
man.
He was about 60 years old when he got put. I'm talking about.
No.
Go ahead.
No, this was 2 years before that he got put to sleep, and then he had to fight the dude again that put him to sleep before he could fight Floyd. Come on, man. Don't act like that.
Floyd went to fighting Pacquiao, man. Pacquiao was making songs and records, and he was like the president of some country or something. He wasn't worried about Floyd back then. But when he was in his prime, Floyd was ducking and dodging, man. He couldn't be seen. I don't know, man.
The man's undefeated.
He is. I'll give him his credit. He is undefeated,
and he's been very strategic and smart in how he fought. I mean, look, the guy's been, which more people should do. You got to be smart about who you fight and when you fight them. Fernando Vargas was a boxer out of Oxnard, California, and I'd followed him as he was training through the Olympics. And so, he went to the Olympics and then he turned pro, had a couple good fights, and then his people, for some reason, said, okay, let's go ahead and set you up against Oscar De La Hoya when Oscar was a champion. It's like, dude, you're not ready for this. Fernando, you can be a champion and you can be good, but you're not ready for this kind of fight. And obviously, for De La Hoya's people knew this cat wasn't really, really ready. He went out there, man, and got whooped up and down the ring. And it was just like, you're not ready for this. You've got to be smart about how and who you fight, man.
Hello, I got to go one more on this side. So when Floyd Mayweather fought Maidana the first time, and everybody was like, "Oh, this is the dude who's gonna beat him." All right, so everybody was like, "All right, so Floyd is finally fighting somebody that can beat him." Gave him a rematch, wiped the floor with Maidana the second time he fought. And you want to talk about boxing? So boxing is a sport to where no matter what happens when you go out there, when you get in that ring, you can always get knocked out. Mike Tyson fought Buster Douglas. Nobody expected Buster Douglas to knock out Mike Tyson. All right, he went out there, and that was one of those fights where it was like, all right, we expect Mike Tyson to win. He went out there and got knocked out. So anytime you step in the ring against anybody that's fighting, you can go out there and get beat up. Pacquiao was coming off 2 or 3 wins when Mayweather fought him. He went out there and embarrassed him. Maidana was supposed to be the dude to take him out. He embarrassed him the second fight. He also fought Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya was a little old. He still waxed him.
He was a little old.
Listen, De La Hoya asked for the fight. He was top of the gate at that time. Then he went out there and whooped on Sugar Shane. So he went out there and fought them people. He beat him up and did what he was supposed to do. He could have took an L just as easily as he won.
Sugar Shane is old. Sugar Shane my age.
Hey, that's cool. Hey,
Sugar Shane my age, man.
Did he ask for the hands? Did he ask for the hands or not?
De La Hoya definitely asked for the hands, and he definitely got them hands. But De La Hoya, he was somebody's grandpa that time. Sugar Shane Mosley.
He begged for the hands. What are you supposed to do?
He ain't want to pass up that payday. That's all.
Now I'm gonna go back to what I said before. Okay, I said his last 10 fights were managed, very smart, strategic fights. These were the last 10 fights. Juan Miguel Marquez, Sugar Shane Mosley, Victor Ortiz, Miguel Cotto, Robert Guerrero, Canelo Alvarez, Marcus Maidana twice, Manny Pacquiao, Andre Berto, Conor McGregor. Did you think he was going to have any type of loss or any close fight with any of these 10 dudes here?
But not even a little bit of friction.
Did he have a close fight with Maidana or not?
It was a unanimous decision. The second one was a unanimous decision. And then the other one was 12 rounds, and he won the decision.
Thank you. And everybody talked the same, well, not everybody, but a lot of people talked the same mess about all these fighters when they got in there. This will be the time. The same thing Church just said. Listen, if he take an L though, that's gonna be crazy. Even when McGregor was in there, they was watching. They was like, you know what? I don't really think that McGregor could beat him. And then you start watching the fight at the beginning, you was like, oh man, hold on, wait. And then what happened? Knockout. I mean, he just go out there and do what he's supposed to do. No matter what you say, he gives you what you want, and then he go out there and he put on the show.
Now, Danny, here's my thought on the McGregor fight. Okay, and this is just my thought. He went out there and let this dude play around. Like, I'm gonna give these people a show because I don't want to sit up here and just end it. Knock this dude to smithereens. So I'm gonna just let this guy play a little bit, pap, and then he's decided, all right, it's showtime, it's money time, and then he took the dude down. That's what I thought he did with that fight.
It was a rope-a-dope. He rope-a-doped him. He didn't play with him. He walked him down. He shortened his punches and he tired him out. And then in the 10th round, because Conor McGregor has always been known as a guy who doesn't have that much stamina, even when he was in the UFC, he walked him down, tired him out, and then in the 10th round, McConnell was more gassed than he was knocked out. He didn't play with him. That was the strategy.
McGregor was definitely gassed out there.
He carried the guy. Like,
he did.
Look, we'll just agree to disagree. Okay, that's all. We're gonna agree to disagree here. Church and I still think he's a great fighter. Okay, but it's the equivalent of LSU putting La Tech on the schedule. You put them at why? Because we're about to get this dub here.
Man, my boy brought up LSU. I wasn't going to say nothing. I wasn't going to say nothing about LSU, but man, my boy brought it up, man. I gotta ask you, D-Mac. I gotta ask you, bro. What happened, bro? What happened? What happened this weekend?
We still the reigning national champions. All right. Let me tell you something. We lost a lot of talent last season, and on top of that, Jamar Chase not playing. Terrence Marshall opted out. Our starting quarterback for the season has been hurt. Hadn't played since I think week 3. And we going through COVID. COVID is less of an excuse, but we lost a lot, and we still are playing without a lot of stuff that we expected to have. Our defense, on the other hand, no excuse for it. We look like Mike Nolan's run defense. I don't know. Bo Pelini's struggling. We're having an issue, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I just don't understand. I didn't even think we was going to cover a 40-point spread this week.
Damn. Hey man, I brought up La Tech. That's all I was just about to schedule.
Church
I didn't bring up that. Okay, Church went there. I didn't go there. Okay, I didn't go there. I'm just saying.
So I answered. We still the reigning national champions. I'm cool with that.
Okay, Cowboys offensive line, by the way. You've got Zach Martin put on the IR, so he's going to miss the next 3 games. Cam Irving's not playing. So your left and right tackles in this game are out. How do the Cowboys slow down the Ravens? By the way, Matthew Judon is going to be out for the Ravens in this football game. But how do you go and make it get done here? Trying to block the Calais Campbells of the world. I mean, this is a good defense they're facing here.
It's an extremely good defense, and we saw how good it was because the first half of that Pittsburgh game, they pretty much held Pittsburgh under wraps. I would say the first 3 quarters, and they were missing, like you said, Calais Campbell, a couple other cats on that defense. So This is a good defense, man. It's a good front 7, but I think the strength of it is in their secondary. So overall, this defense, it's stacked, and it's going to be hard to move the ball in this team, but we're going to have to be able to do something offensively because we got to win some type of time of possession against this guy. We cannot let Lamar Jackson have multiple cracks at our defense. I mean, we got to figure out a way to drain the clock, limit him on the side, keep him on ice, keep him on the sidelines because he's going to be out here and he's going to hurt our defense overall. I mean, he's just too dynamic in throwing the ball and running the ball for our defense to do anything with him. So for me, to be able to slow him down this game, we got to keep him on ice, and we have to put together some type of long drive with scores at the end of them, keep him on ice, but it's going to be tough, man. Overall, it's going to be extremely tough against this Ravens team.
Man, here comes the broken record, Danny McCray here. All right, listen, let me tell you something. Last week, all right, I talked about for the whole season, getting the ball to Zeke, getting the ball to Coop, all right? In my opinion, these guys have to touch the ball 60% of the snaps at least for us to have a chance to keep Lamar Jackson off the field and win time of possession. If that means you have to target Amari Cooper 12 to 13 times, and that's, not just in the first half. If you target him 12 in the first half, you need 12 in the second half. Keep on going to him, wear out whoever is covering him, and run the ball with Zeke and Pollard. You have to continue to do this for the entire game. Don't get cute once you start having some success and start throwing the ball all over the place. Stick with the game plan, and I think that'll work for us. Every time we've done it, we came back here and we said, listen, if we would have kept doing that, we would have won the game, or we would have had a better chance of doing it. So I think if we stick with that the whole game, I think we have that's our best chance.
But what if Zeke, we're giving him the ball, let's say it's the first half, and we gave him 15 carries and he's only amassed 35 yards. Do you say in the second half that we need to continue to running into that brick wall?
Absolutely.
Well, first off,
we know. Oh, go ahead.
Kellen Moore giving somebody 15 carries the first half? Stop it. Okay? Stop. I understand you want a hypothetical, okay, but stop.
Y'all ain't right, man.
Okay? That's not. That's like, Newy got a six-pack. I mean, come on, let's be realistic.
Hey, man.
Ain't gonna be no 15 carries. Ain't no 15 carries coming from no Ezekiel Elliott in a Kellen Moore offense.
Hypothetically, man, let's just say everything aligns for some crazy reason and Kellen Moore ends up giving Zeke the rock 15 times, but he doesn't do anything with it. Let's just say he only gets 35 yards on 15. Do you continue with him?
Listen, how many times have you seen a defensive line get worn out after they be getting leaned on for the first 3 quarters by an offensive line? It happens all the time. And if Zeke is punishing, if those 2 or 3 yards are punishing runs to where he's falling forward and leaning on those linebackers and leaning on those defensive backs, I guarantee you, third and fourth quarter, it'd be a totally different story. We've seen Zeke do this. We've seen DeMarco Murray do this throughout their entire time while they was here. Sometimes the first half doesn't go as planned, but if you stick with the run, it'll happen. As a matter of fact, I want to give a shout out to JG because they stuck with the run. My man Gallman went for 137, 130, 140. In the first half, it seemed like nothing. And then he breaks off a 60 or 70-yard run. Like, this type of stuff can happen. I guarantee you that Zeke is better than Gallman. He can make this type of stuff happen.
But you got to be committed to it. And that's not something that Mike McCarthy has shown during his time when he was in Green Bay, certainly not when he was here, and even Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore will stick with it a little bit, but it's never been his thing. He talks 15 carries in the first half. But stop that. Stop.
Well, that's why they're not getting that. Well, that's why I'm not picking them to win another game this season.
Okay.
Oh, man. The disrespect on here is okay. All right.
We got
actually, Church, I'm lying. Oh, yeah, I'm lying. I'll go ahead. I'm lying. I got one more game. I said 4-12.
We've got to take a break here. We will have our official Cowboys-Ravens prediction for tomorrow. And also, Barry Church said he was always positive about Dalton Schultz.
That's how we're going to set up this. We're going to have a whole segment about this, huh? Hey, y'all ain't CB, go to break, man. Y'all ain't nothing, man.
Let's go to the tape next. We're coming to the tape after we take this break right here on the Players
Ain't no cliffhangers, man.
On DallasCowboys.com radio.
It's game day. You know what that means. First, kebab prep. Steak, pepper, onion, steak, pepper, onion. Next, a counterclockwise lap around the room. Now the lucky grease-stained jersey goes on. And lastly, the dance. You know the one. This is a game day ritual no matter where you are. Whether you're traveling to the game or watching from your favorite vacation spot, book a place to stay on Hotels.com and keep the tradition alive and well. Hotels.com, proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Since 1865, Stetson hats are American-made with pride right here in Texas. And Stetson is proud to be on the field with America's team. Want to show your Texas and team pride too? You can. By purchasing your own Stetson, you can look just like how the flag guys do on field at every home game. Stetson hats, the official crown of all self-respecting Cowboys and your favorite football team.
Get yours today at shop.dallascowboys.com or at stetson.com.
The Cowboys way, where 16 Hall of Famers and 5 championships shows us what success looks like. Where turkey is always the second best part of Thanksgiving Day. Where we are all defined by one single thing, the star. Where we as fans know it's our job to keep the tradition going. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys and to support the quest of living life the Cowboys way. Copyright 2020, Bank of America Corporation.
Hey there, Cowboys fans. With Tide Cleaners at-home pickup and delivery, Cleaning your clothes has never been more convenient. Simply sign up at your local store, set out your dirty clothes, and one of our Tide Cleaners professionals will come directly to your home for a totally contactless experience. Your clean garments will be returned promptly the next scheduled delivery day, so skip the errand and enjoy life, not laundry. Visit TideCleaners.com or your local store to sign up for Tide Cleaners at home pickup and delivery today.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Hey, don't miss your chance to get tickets to see the Cowboys at AT&T Stadium this season with home matchups remaining against the 49ers and Eagles. A limited number of tickets are on sale now. Get yours today at DallasCowboys.com/tickets. You're checking out the Players Lounge. We are in our SWBC Mortgage home studios. Newy Scruggs, along with Barry Church and Danny McCray, former Dallas Cowboys safeties here. Okay, we frequently have these debates, and people can misremember, as Roger Clemens once liked to say. But Barry Church is very adamant that he was always on Dalton Schultz. He was on the Schultz train. And McCray, I'm just going to go ahead and let you take it from there, my man.
Listen. Last week, as we were exiting the week, we talked about the most surprising players on the roster, and then he's named Schultz, and I was like, you were the guy, who agreed with all of us when we said we don't know if Dalton Schultz is the man, because he was out there dropping passes, the lights might have been too bright, and Church said he didn't agree with that. Who, me? So I did my little research, and I went back and checked the podcast, and CB, whenever you get a chance, can you play that clip for us?
And as far as the tight end goes, with Blake Jarwin going down, Dalton Schultz, yes, they say he had a pretty impressive camp out there, but the way he performed in week 1, dropping those passes, I just don't think he's the answer at tight end. So we'll have to keep looking for that one. But
was that Barry Church?
I don't think he's the answer.
Man,
you want to explain that?
Hey, you know what? At that time, I was frustrated. I was frustrated at that time. My boy had came off a game dropping a lot of passes, and I didn't think he was the answer. But I don't remember saying that, man. You know what? It was so long ago. I don't remember saying that. But you know what? They keep receipts, man, and y'all kept the receipts on me. That's all right. That's all right, though. Because like I always say, y'all days coming, man.
So wait. So we all in agreement on this. That was you on tape saying that.
They ain't got me on tape, man. They say they did. Fired me on the spot, man.
And look, that's okay. That's okay. But this is the time to just come on out here, just fall on the sword, man. Apologize. That's all.
That's just how. I ain't apologizing for nothing, all right? Because look, Dalton Schultz, he's a fine player. He's a fine player, and he stepped up more than I thought he would. That's the most y'all gonna get out of your boy, man. That's all y'all gonna say out of your boy, man.
If you watch a DB video on how to backpedal, man, that boy Church right there, he just showed you how to do it, man. That was perfect. That was teaching tape right there,
hey, man. How y'all think I was able to last so long in the league? All right? I only ran a 4.6 at best. It was all about technique and being sound. All right, I'm good on my backpedals, man.
Church, you need to just go into politics, man. Sitting there telling these lies and trying to back them up and act like you didn't say it. You ready to run for office, man.
Hey, man, you ain't got video of it, man. I don't know. That could be somebody else's voice, man.
Now you didn't say it. Okay. Over under of how many catches for Dez Bryant against the Cowboys tomorrow night in Baltimore?
Go ahead, D-Mac.
I'm going to give him a 5-piece with Snead out, Andrews out. I think he's going to be the guy who catches a few screen passes, and they're going to try to expose us strength-wise and use his strength to their advantage. So I'm going to give him 5 catches. I don't know what he's going to do with them, but I say 60, 70 yards, which he'll probably be the leading receiver on the team.
Ooh, man, he got him doing some work. 60 yards?
Absolutely.
On 5 catches?
Listen, let me tell you something. I know one thing about Lamar Jackson. He is all about helping guys, when they want to try to prove a point. He wanted to help Antonio Brown try to get back out there and prove a point and show that he can still ball. And he wants to help Dez Bryant, especially coming back and playing against the Cowboys. He wants to show them that they made a mistake. So I think they're going to try to feed Dez.
All right. I mean, I hope that doesn't happen because that means our defense is getting gashed. But I'm gonna go ahead and say he gets 3 catches for 30 yards, but he does get 1 tub. I feel like they're going to be in the red zone. They're going to give him a shot at that, 50-50 jump ball, which he used to make a living off here in Dallas. So I think they give him an opportunity at that. He goes up there, and Moss is one of those young DBs out there and gets a touchdown. But I give him 3 for 30.
We'll be down by 30 at that time. So, yeah, it'll be trash points, but it'll still count. I'm kidding.
Oh, my goodness.
We're not going to lose by that much. I was exaggerating.
Oh, no. Now who's backpedaling, huh? Oh, man. Dude, what you got on that thing?
It was a joke. It was a joke.
I got Dez for 2 catches for 16 yards.
Of course he does.
Question, though. After each catch, does he throw up the X? After each catch? Because I would. I don't care if I had 1 catch out there. I'm 5 yards. I'm like this.
Wait a minute. Okay. He didn't have a catch the last game. He didn't have a catch the last game. They're facing the Cowboys.
Lamar
the team's
Jackson
got
didn't play.
issues. So I've got him catching 2 passes. I mean, that's
how many catches
to me.
How many catches did he have the last time Lamar Jackson was playing quarterback?
I don't know.
I think he had 4 for 28? I think he had 4 for 28.
I'm just saying. So that's not even. Listen, if you doing the same thing that Mike McCarthy was doing, watching the film of RG3 out there playing quarterback, saying this is how we gonna stop them on offense, and then you gonna come out here and be surprised on Tuesday. Don't do that. Lamar Jackson is playing quarterback on Tuesday, not RG3.
Well, I also have that number low because I believe they're going to run and run and run until they can't run anymore. So I anticipate to see a heavy Ravens running game. So let's get into the predictions here, gentlemen. Who wins this football game? And give me a score.
Nostradamus.
I'll start with you, Church.
Oh, you're going to start with me, huh? All
He
right.
didn't even call you Nostradamus today. He didn't even call you.
No, it's
Nostradamus.
just
He took
Church.
your name away.
Boy, all right, man. Look, this is going to be a tough one, man. I'm going to be completely honest. It's going to be tough, man, because they present so many problems offensively, defensively. I mean, they're stacked in all 3 levels, defensive line, linebackers, and in the secondary. So it's going to be tough for the Cowboys. But, man, like I told my boys on the break, I made my bed. I got to lay in it now. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the Cowboys on this one. They got to find a way to move the ball offensively, keep Lamar Jackson on ice over there, and just limit his opportunities to go out there and gash our defense. It's a lot easier said than done, but I got the Cowboys in this game 24-21.
Well, we can tell you didn't believe what you just said. We can absolutely tell that you did not believe that the Cowboys were going to hold the Ravens to 21 points, and we were somehow going to score more than them by a field goal, while the Ravens are at home. I don't get it, but I'm going to, of course, Newy, like you say, you know exactly where I'm going with this. The opposite of Barry Church, and listen, and I've been picking a lot of blowouts lately. I should have picked the blowout against the Washington football team, but Nostradamus had me shook, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my blowouts back and put them on record here, and I'm gonna go with a 35-21, and we score in trash time. Dez gets him a touchdown, 5 catches, 60 yards, and he shows that he can still ball.
Wow. Cowboys are going to be off almost close to 2 weeks, when this game kicks off, and all we had to do was look at what the Ravens and the Steelers did last Tuesday, and these guys were off for just a week. And missed practice time. So the Cowboys off, also dealing with the Marcus Paul funeral here, offensive line issues. I think the Ravens end up taking this game 27-17, 10-point Ravens win in this football game. And the Cowboys, they get 2 touchdowns out of it in a field goal. But that's what I see. I see happening there. I just think this is a very tough road to hoe. And also, Baltimore has to win. I mean, Cleveland has basically put them out of reach of trying to get to second place, and they're just trying to fight to get into the playoffs right now. So the Ravens, they can win out and still get in, and I think that's what they've got to do. And they've got to start with this Cowboys game, getting guys back from COVID, and seeing what they can do, because there are going to be a couple players here who've been off a little longer. So that's why I got them scoring 27, and not where you got them, Danny, scoring a little bit higher, just because I think some of the guys like Lamar Jackson may be off a little bit too before they get rolling and pull away.
I'm glad you said that, because I was just about to say, man, I think I see a little Kool-Aid in your cup. 10-point win by the Ravens at home. I mean,
the Cowboys played good. The Cowboys played good after bye weeks.
When?
Man. They played good after bye weeks, man. That Minnesota game was after a bye, man. So, hey, I don't know, man. Now, they might come out here on fire.
Let me put a disclaimer on my 27-17. This is without John Falso calling a trick play on special teams. Okay? If it's a trick play, then I'm going to throw another 7 points on there for Baltimore. So I'm gonna just say this.
Nah, man, you don't get that. You don't get that. You have to go into this knowing that he's called multiple trick plays and said this is how you have to pick your score. You can't say if he calls one. The dude has called one that hasn't worked in multiple games. So that's not a way for you to rig your score like that. We need to know your true score now.
I mean, I can't be like Church. Church got all these disclaimers.
Nope.
What? Oh, see, don't be trying to throw it on me, man.
27-17, and the fact that, oh, by the way, they also know Andy Dalton. I think that's also a big benefit for Wink Martindale. He already knows, and they've got a track record against Andy Dalton, and I think they'll be able to win this football game. Offensive line, that's just I cannot stress that enough. This is a tough defense. We saw what they did against Pittsburgh. Now you got the Cowboys. You got another offensive line combination here you're trying to work out. This is tough. And Lord knows this. Please don't anybody get hurt on this Cowboys offensive line, because it can get rougher, man. It can get rougher. And
it can.
This is a tough game, man. This is going to be a tough game.
It is, and look, they got their hands full, because look, I played with Calais Campbell for 2 years down in Jacksonville, and he's arguably the best D lineman I've ever been around in my life. So he's coming back with something to prove, because he missed out that last game with COVID. So it's gonna be tough for that whole offensive line, man. Oof, just play out of your mind. They just got to play out of their mind.
Strong statement from my boy Barry to end the show, man. Because now I got to put up DeMarcus Ware versus Calais Campbell.
Church, have you ever shaken anybody's hand that's as big as Calais Campbell? It's like a bear paw, man, shaking his hand, man.
I mean, this dude is like, his arms go down to his shins, man. Like, this dude, he's about 6'8". His arm length is unreal, and then he kind of rocks like slouched over because he's so tall. So you think, man, there's no explosion in that body, man. When he hits the field, that dude is just like an explosive dynamite out there, man. It's crazy that he's doing it. I think he's in year like 14 or 15 and still playing at a high level. Whew, the Cowboys got their hands full.
We talk about that next week.
All right. We will definitely do that. Barry Church, Danny McCray, good chat with you fellas. And let's enjoy the Cowboy game. We are off tomorrow, so no Players Lounge tomorrow. We'll get back into things on Wednesday, and we'll review this game. So good chat. Also, Chris Beam, our producer, we appreciate you. That's the Players Lounge. Appreciate you. Roll Tide. Goodbye.
Oh. This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?